Yo. Welcome, family. Season 2, episode 13, 14. Like I tell OG, man, we got so many, don't even really matter. But welcome to the season 2, man, of the Big Man No Problem Talk podcast show where we get straight to the point. I'm Chuck, aka Big Will, with my brother from another over there, AG, aka Mr. Iliana Jones.
Fair enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We also want to let y'all know, man, we up in the shop right now today. You know what I'm saying? -1. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fur Man Entertainment, man, doing this thing, man. You know, he got the icons Monday and all that. There's a lot going on his social media, so check him out. Fur Man Entertainment. But we also got the other homie up in here right now with us, man. 88 Keys, man. Go ahead, let them know who you are, man.
Man, you know what it is, Southside Shot Town, 88, K3, YZ, aka Mr. 88 the Great, whatever you want to call me. I'm here.
Already, man.
88 the Great.
before we introduce the guests we got on here today, man, we want to let y'all know, man, that Big Man No Problem Talk Show is sponsored by Mill Hub Media Profound Entertainment, where they have a selection of new artists and gamers. Also, you can check us out, man, streaming everywhere on that One United radio station, man, on all platforms at oneunitedradio.com, or you can download the One United Radio app. Also, man, we gonna get right back at it soon, man. But you can check us out on that 92 KELZ radio station, man. Coming back every Saturday, man. Hey, 5 to 6, 5 to 6 p.m., man. That's Central Time. That's the #1 base radio station out of Houston, Texas, man. You can check them out also at 92KELZ.com, or you can download the 92 KELZ app. So, as I always say, man, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, man, and hey, we'll continue to further this platform to give our listeners what they want to hear. For sure. But before we get straight into the point, man, hey, AG, go ahead and introduce what we got on here tonight.
What's up, everybody? Appreciate everybody chiming in. You know what I mean? We got got another one of these super producers on here. You know what I'm saying? You see him. D Gutter, you know what I'm saying? Been knowing this man for a minute, you know what I mean? Talented brother, you know what I'm saying? I've heard some of his productions, you know what I mean? I've actually, you know what I mean, done some music to some of his productions, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, he's the truth, you know what I'm saying? So we want to welcome D Gutter on the show tonight.
I appreciate that, y'all.
Already, man. So before we get into it, man, do what you do to vibe out with us tonight, man. And hey, let's get straight into the point.
Let's get it.
Already. So D Gutter, man, go ahead, let the peoples know, man. Just kind of introduce yourself to the peoples out there.
So yeah, anybody who doesn't know me, D Gutter, the Coalition. I'm a producer. I'm an artist. You know, my artist name is Jary Capo from Carolina. Right now, I reside in Tennessee. Me and my partner, she go by Ben Cole Star. We actually just started our new label, Carolina Reaper, looking for some new talent. So, if you're interested, any artists, singers, producers, send your stuff to th3coalition@gmail.com. Let's work.
Good.
Sir.
I'm gonna be. I'll be a background dancer or something. You know what I mean?
This man.
Hey, you got the moves like that, man.
I'm pop locking it. You know what I mean? What we just talking? The June, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah. That June bug challenge and shit. Shit crazy. But D Gutter, man, just kind of take it back a little bit before you got to being D Gutter, man. Just kind of tell your story a little bit.
Man. So
he had to raise the sleeves up. Hold on, where I started.
Actually, ever since when I first started getting serious with music, which was like middle school, you know, I just started. I was a writer, you know, and everybody, you know, used to always know me for writing. So then I started actually producing and rapping, and my homeboy, his name is Goose, and he's from South Carolina, Goose Creek, South Carolina. He was like, "Oh, you always say some of the rawest shit and you don't care what you say, huh? We just gonna call you D Gutter. And so that was like middle school, and so it just stayed with me after that, And but now, I go by Jary the Capo just because I wanted something that meant a little bit more. So so I got that name from the first two letters of my daughter's name, Jalea and Riley, and then the Capo and music means from the beginning. So
okay.
So that's how I got my new name, and now I do a little bit more producing than the artistry side because I feel like the producing is more of my calling.
Hey, but I like how you included the as far as the cat, like you just told me something. I ain't know what that meant. You know what I mean? I thought it was like some Italian mafia stuff, you know what I mean? But I can appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the intelligence behind it. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
that's a nice thing right there. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Appreciate that. Everybody calls it Jary. Everybody says Jary when they first see it. They say Jary the Capo. I don't even correct them anymore. I'll be Jary. I'll be Jary.
Hey, you say it don't matter. Just say my name. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Long as I'm on the tip of your tongue. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't even worried about it.
Facts.
So just going like you said, you started off like really doing your thing in middle school. Was music always a thought process or a path that you really wanted to go? Was there something else that you thought about?
My whole family is musically inclined. So music has always been there, But I had to go on. Actually, Star and I had to go on this learning process, which is also another name for the name changes. Because she used to go by Ace the Phenom. She now goes by Ben Cole. So I want to speak to the artists on here. Like as an artist, you gotta realize that you're a business. So everything that you put out is a representation of you. So as the gutter, yeah, everybody knows cool, I got a pen. But the quality was not there. You feel me? So we were just putting out a whole bunch of subpar, music. And that's what pretty much got known for was subpar music. Okay, he a cool rapper, but where's the quality? You've been doing this for how long? But ain't no quality there. So people be like, oh yeah, you're a rapper, cool. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't sticking with them. So as a business, you always want to, even if it takes a little bit more time, a little bit more money, you always want to put your best foot forward in anything you do, because nobody else is going to speak on behalf of you as a rapper. Your face, your sound, your music is your billboard. So that's how people are going to judge you. And a lot of times,
self-branding.
Yeah. A lot of times you're not going to get a second chance. We tried to rebrand as D Gutter and Ace the Phenom. We tried to do all that. But a lot of the damage had already been done. So that's why we was like, we need to just start with a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? We're not releasing no subpar stuff, no shitty quality music under our new names. So that's what we've been doing.
And that, you know what I mean? I can see that, man. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. It's about creating standards and setting standards. You know what I'm saying? If you content with putting mediocre, you know what I mean, content out there, then like you said, that's what you're gonna be known for. You know what I mean? You gotta be your own best competitor. You know what I'm saying? You gotta outdo yourself every time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So big ups on that.
Yeah.
So when you think about where you went in terms of your style today, taking it back then, what were some of the changes? When you think about say that first rhyme or that first production compared to where you went today?
Well, I could tell you, I used to be a punchline rapper. I used to, not even worry about the delivery as long as I had the hardest bars. And that was my comfort zone. But you know what they say about a comfort zone? If you stay in your comfort zone, you have no room to grow.
Yep.
So like the 10 plus years I was the gutter, you know what I'm saying? That's how I rap. Real slow, like, oh, they gonna feel these bars, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I shit y'all not. I changed my name November of 2020. November 2020.
Okay.
And up until now, versus the 10 years that I was the gutter, I've gotten more accomplished in those few months than the 10 years as the gutter.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But that go back to, you know what I mean, showing like, you know what I mean, everything starts with a vision. You know what I mean? When you vision that and you implement and practice that implementation, then you speaking it into existence. You know what I'm saying? You bringing it. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean, not just the name change, but a whole, you know what I'm saying, a whole embodiment of changes, you know what I mean, that brought, you know what I mean, a whole different energy. So I dig that.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about though, because I know with me and AG, when we was working with a couple of these dudes and young boys and everything like that, that was to me the most important, because when you do make that name change, it's almost like everything about you, like you said, has to change. From the quality of what you put out, you ain't who you was before, like who you are today. And so that's always a good lesson learned for a lot of these young artists out here, because quality, it matters now. Like for real, like the quality of the music, because I think when you think about, and y'all can attest to this, all three of y'all, when you think about when the way y'all came into the game to get the way y'all let now, it was almost, it had to be right. Shit, damn, they couldn't be subpar to really get that look. You know what I'm saying? When you look at today, it's almost like, to me, they still have, it went back to, they half-assed in music today. And the quality of it is not the same as what it used to be. Like, it's just crazy to me just listening to, and that's what we was talking about, like some of the verses and some of the artistry of some of the older guys, and how important it was to really, like D Gutter said, have them bars, like for that stuff to really matter back in the day. Now that shit don't matter.
That go like making songs is even different now. Like it used to be like 20 niggas in the studio when I used to be working with one artist. 20 niggas, but a lot of people see that as a distraction. But it took those 20 people to get one song made, because somebody can hear something different, and you got to be open to like input like that to get a quality song. And if you're not open to that, you can just make whatever you wrote down, and we'll hurry up and rush you out the studio.
And that in studio energy though, with everybody being there, you know what I mean. Versus
now everybody sending wave files over the internet.
Hey, email me this and I'm gonna put this down. You know what I mean. And I know for a fact, for sure, because me and Keys done been in the studio together. Me and Star done been in the studio together. It's a whole different vibe when you in there creating, you know what I'm saying, that project, you know what I mean, with you know what I mean, with somebody else, and you feeding off that energy. Let me hear what you got, bro. All right, I got this. Let me, what you think? You know what I'm saying? And you sharpen each other as you go, though. You know what I mean? Well, I'd be like, let me hear what you got. You know, Keys already got the whole, you know what I mean, the whole freaking 2 verses or something. Now, but let me ask y'all this. Both of y'all being producers, let me ask y'all this, because this is what I think. You know what I mean? We was talking about
we hate y'all. We hate y'all.
Shut up, Chuck.
I thought you was gonna ask, do we really hate the artist? Yes, we hate.
Nah. But we'll get to that one though. But what I was gonna ask, we was talking about how how music is shifted back to, you know what I mean, like being so basic or whatever. Me, I kind of, you know what I mean, tribute that a little bit to Fruity Loops. Once Fruity Loops came out, it seemed like the quality of music just dropped. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody just started downloading Fruity Loops. You know what I mean? And then it was like the beats and stuff were, you know what I mean, sounded so computer generated. You know what I mean? It's just like anybody could try to put something out there, and you know what I mean. Just the whole temperament of the music just kind of, you know what I mean, started falling for me.
It's actually our fault. Like to be honest, like it's the producer's fault because we started showing people too much instead of just dominating the field. We started getting irritated. Like, man, maybe if I show a few people how to do it, that'll make more producers. And nah, it just turned into a domino effect of bullshit. Which is why you have all the little mini soldier boys today that making the little popcorn rap. It's our fault. I'm pretty sure bro can agree with me.
Yeah, I'll piggyback that. It is a consequence of everything becoming so much more accessible that used to be like a sacred art. Like not I don't know if y'all saw this episode. 2 Chainz was he has this little thing on YouTube called Most Expensive. It's like a little, but anyway,
I caught a couple episodes of it.
They were debuting. Basically, it's a one-piece thing that plug into your phone, and it's a whole studio. It's supposed to record, mix, and master your song on your phone.
You know what? That it's real crazy because I bullshit you not. It's they've been having them for like years. I remember because I was still working in on the union construction site back in like 2009 or whatever, and it was an app that I had on my phone where I could download the beat. You know what I'm saying? I could layer it up. You know what I mean? Different tracks. And I'd be at work in my car rapping in my phone, you know what I mean? But it still sounded like shit, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. The little apps and widgets mess up the game, man. Now everybody got a pocket studio, so you got songs coming from everywhere. And now with digital distribution only costs $20. You got some of everybody selling their music on iTunes.
Everybody, I'm on Apple Music, but it's not quality.
Right.
Not to disrespect nobody though, but you know what I mean. It's just not quality.
It's like when cocaine turned to crack. Like when it was cocaine, it was the shit to do. As soon as it turned crack, it got cheaper, quality got poor, and it's left in the balance in the hood. Like everybody else capitalizing.
Cocaine was the rich man's high. You know what I mean? That was the rich man's high. You know what I'm saying?
But once the blacks could afford it, it went to crack. It's the same thing. You use that analogy.
Then we had to cook it up, mix it, remix it. You know what I mean? Chop it up.
Which is why now
I don't know anything about that. You know what I mean?
No, but listen, real shit. Let's tie every song you hear now as a sample of an old classic song that was a #1 hit. Every song, it's a remix of a classic #1 Billboard charting hit. Because an old producer named Bob Ware, who put on Thugged Out way back in the day from Jary, he told me, he said, if you want to make sure you guarantee a hit, remake one that was already a hit. And that was like some of the best advice he ever gave me as a producer. He said, if you want to guarantee you make a hit, remake one that was already one.
Hey, you seen that? You seen that with Cube? Cube did that with the damn, which one was it?
The Good Day.
The Good Day. Warren G and Nate Dogg did it with, you know what I'm saying? With
Yep.
I mean, Dr. Dre's whole career.
It's about Regulator.
Yeah, Regulator. Yep.
P. Diddy whole career was a remake of a hit. Dr. Dre, remake of a hit. Every song. And when he said, I'm like, it makes sense. And it was foolproof. And everybody else tried to be like, oh, I'm gonna make my own, you know what I'm saying, concoction. And when you could just follow that, because everybody who did that got on. They didn't try to change nothing, they just got on. But you know, when you got the individualism, that's when you go against the grain. But everybody used to that, they comfortable with that. Now you trying to break into the money chain. You got something that's undeniable, like undeniably profitable for them to just switch from what they trending on. And that's what we at today. It's trend. You got a trend to make money. And the key is to have control of that.
So was you kind of self-taught when it came to the equipment behind production, or did you go to school, or how did you get to the point to where?
No, I didn't go to school. I was mainly self-taught and just learning off my peers. I had whenever I try to, a lot of times when I try to learn from some of the people that I looked up to, a lot of them they wanted me to, they wanted to charge me just for learning. They were like, "Oh, you want to come in and sit in on a session?" You know what I'm saying? They tried to charge me a session fee. I'm like, I'm just trying. I ain't trying to record. I'm just trying to learn. So I had to go, try to learn that junk on my own, basically. That's why it took me a long time to get where I'm at now.
But I can only imagine you got more, appreciation, you know what I'm saying, by doing it that way too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
So how many so when you started to really go through the so like just the trial and error, how many of those beats you look at now? Do you still got any of your like original stuff that you can go back to and be like?
When I listen to like my, it's like y'all was saying earlier, like how some of the beats are a lot more simpler and stuff. So I feel like it's like a catch-22 because when I didn't have the knowledge and I had just passion and I listened to some of my old beats, it's like I didn't have the quality, but where I was trying to go with it was like epic. I just didn't have the quality. And now I have the quality. I have the quality, and it's like
now it's half of the stuff in it.
Too easy. It's just like I make like 5-10 a day now. I can just push them out, and it just doesn't mean anything sometimes. You feel me? I have to really find an artist or
who you sound like, G?
Your ass.
I don't be feeling it, bro.
Now I'm just be out, man. Like,
hey, I mean, but that's real though.
You got somebody that's living through the same struggles, bro.
So let me all right, well, let me ask y'all this then. You know what I mean? As far as being a producer, you know what I'm saying? What I know if I'm writing something, you know what I mean, I gotta put my head in a certain space. You know what I mean? Like, how is that? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just beginning to create a project. Where you know what I mean, to make a beat out of just, you know what I mean, thin air. You know what I mean? What does your headspace have to be at? You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much make what I'm feeling. Like you'll hear the energy. If I'm feeling down, I'm feeling lovey dovey. I'm gonna make something slow, something sensual. But if I'm feeling like hype, you gonna feel that. You gonna definitely feel it.
See, I tried, man. I tried to make a beat before. I think I had an 808 and a hi-hat, and I got to try to. I said, nah, let me leave this shit to the professionals.
See,
go ahead,
me
King.
personally, like I like producing for me, and I'm pretty sure bro feel the same way. It's like being a scientist. Like when you sit there, you make something from nothing. When you turn on that DAW, there's nothing on the screen.
Yeah.
And in a couple of minutes, you got a whole little concoction that somebody willing to pay you for, and they got a whole little song to it, and then they go from there and there and there. It's like being like Einstein. It's like we can understand and respect how mad scientists feel. Because for me personally, when I got like a tune in my head, sometimes I gotta wake up in the middle of the night and get it out. It haunts me if you don't. So it's kind of like
feel like a god in your own space.
Yeah, it's like alchemy. You can create something that wasn't just there.
And see, and that's the thing, like, you know what I mean, between artists and you know what I mean, producers / artists, you know what I'm saying, is artists have it a little bit easier, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, some artists do just kind of write, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean, it's always better when you got that foundation, you know what I mean, laid out to create that move for you to push something out, you know what I mean? So unless you're doing like spoken word or something like that, or you know what I mean, but as far as like a rapper, you know what I'm saying, generally for the most part, y'all done laid the foundation down, you know what I mean? So you've created the energy out of thin air that, you know what I mean, really completes this whole entire project. You know what I mean? So that's, you know what I mean? That's, hey, big ups to y'all on that, you know, because I sure the fuck ain't got the patience to do it.
I mean, I feel bad for like the artists who like got great material but lack resources. Like they lack a quality producer or a quality engineer just based off like finances or something like that. And then you got people that can afford studio time. They hogging up all studio time recording bullshit. So it's kind of like you said, a catch-22. You gotta catch your vibes, and you have good ones and bad ones. It's just what you gonna be willing to sacrifice. A lot of our good production comes from shit we do for free.
Yeah.
So that kind of ties to what I want to ask, like in terms of production, you know what I'm saying? Because both of y'all look at it from an artist standpoint as well. Does that help? You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of answer first. Does this, with having an artist background and still being able and being a producer, does that help with your production? Because you kind of can start to see and envision it yourself as well. Like, okay, now I'm kind of getting where this may go when you out there making a beat.
Yeah. Recently when I've been making beats, I like actually start with like an artist in mind.
Okay.
Or like if I really have some beat block, I'll go listen to some of my favorite artists, and then like even when I'm writing, like even when I'm not doing beats or something, if I have beat block writing, I'll go listen to some of my favorite artists, and then I'm like, let me do something better than that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like almost I'm like competing with my favorite artist. I'm competing with my favorite producer. I'm like, okay, yeah, that beat hard, but I think I can do better. So that gets me out of my beat block or my writer's block.
Oh, okay. How about you, Keith?
Like it all depends on who the beat is for. Like if it's like a beat for G, I'll be trying to impress him because he didn't heard like me go crazy. So I gotta always do better than the last shit I send him. So it's kind of like that. Sending it to him, it got to be like upper echelon because he gonna be like, nah. And I hate when I gotta resend him a beat because he be getting on my nerves. So I gotta make sure that first one is a hit. If not, I ain't even gonna send it.
Chilling.
Yeah, so it's like it's situational.
Okay.
But it's crazy because Chuck, like, you know, I've been, you know what I mean, I didn't know no Gutter, you know what I mean, but you know what I mean, Keys I've been knowing for years, but you know what I mean, Gutter, we knew of each other, you know what I mean, through Star, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I remember that it was that Moving Mountains beat. I think that was the first one I had heard, man. And cause Star had sent it to me, you know what I mean? But I've known both of these guys, you know what I mean? And throughout all these years, I Keys being humble, you know what I'm saying, but I've yet to hear, you know what I'm saying, a subpar production from either one of them. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
That's
but you know, y'all gonna be y'all own worst critics. But you know, hey, I'm a fan of these two gentlemen. You know what I mean? Real talk.
Hey, I'm actually a fan of Bro too, man. Like, you know, I've been rocking with Boogie for over a decade now. And it's crazy how now we all three connected from a person who ain't even on here right now. But it's just crazy how music, like me and G, when we first got linked up, we said like music will link people and who in other situations probably would never spoke to each other. And that's why it's like, and we all from different hoods, different cities, different states. And it's crazy. And like I said, this been all going on for 10 plus on from every angle. So that's what's up. Music powerful than people give it credit.
Straight up.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I actually met Star through a mutual friend, which none of us, fuck with anymore. And like he used to be my best friend. And I heard her on a song and they came over to re-record with me. And then like a week later, Star became my best friend and he was like out the picture. It was crazy.
That's normally how it go.
Hey, the crazy thing is, hey, that's my situation with both of these fellas on the phone now. You know what I mean? Introduced through somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And
they ain't
you know
even in the picture no more.
they ain't even in the picture. You know what I mean? But you know, that's what they say about, you know what I mean, about like minds and great minds. You know what I mean? You're gonna gravitate towards the people that, you know what I'm saying, that are naturally, you know what I'm saying, yoked with you. You know what I mean? You got certain ambitions and certain drives and certain, you know what I mean, pushes about yourself. You know what I mean? Then when certain people come in contact with you, it's just like a natural interaction. You know what I mean? Straight up. You take it from there. What they say, your day ones ain't always been there from day one, but from day one, and then they was your riders. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. So D Gutter, when it comes to how can I word this? Like when it comes to like a product or when you with your production, when you initially, do you ever feel like when you hear it, it's like, do you ever get to a point like I hear it and it's completely done, or do you hear it after you finish it and be like, nah, I think I want to go back and mess with it a little bit more? Or do you feel like sometimes when you make beats, it's like a little bit too much can kind of fuck it up a little bit, or a little bit too less, or like how do you determine that?
So like that used to be a big problem I had. Like I used to pretty much make like soundtracks, and then I'd try to push it to an artist. They'd be like, where am I supposed to go on this shit? Like I wouldn't leave any room for an artist because it'd be too much going on. And that used to be my most common feedback. It's like, it's got too much going on. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to write to this. So I think that's really when like dumbing the production down started, like was with artists telling producers like, it's got too much going on. Can you just give me a few elements so I can rap on it? Because at the end of the day, the artists want to be the star. You know what I'm saying? Not the production. But I'm always going back and like when I finish a beat, I take it I take it straight out to the car. You know what I'm saying? Ride around. If it don't sound right in the car, then I either delete it or go back.
How you do
it? All right, so let me ask you this.
So many goddamn beats on my phone.
All right, let me ask you this. So as a producer, do you have like, you know what I mean, a token instrument? Like, you know what I mean, if you could think back over all of your beats, you know what I mean, whether it's a 808, a hi-hat, a piano, a horn, you know what I mean, if you can go back over all of your beats, is it one token instrument that you would say that you were known for?
Yeah. Everybody knows me now either for a saxophone or electric guitar. Those are my two favorite instruments.
What about you, Keys?
Mine will be either my hi-hat or my snare roll.
Okay.
I think I make those like, because I actually play piano, like I go in and I notate how my snares roll and how my hi-hat roll just to switch it up so it can't be copied. Kind of like a watermark.
Gotcha.
Let me.
So in terms of
you hear music somewhere, you know, hey, I did that cadence. Ain't nobody do that. So.
Yeah.
And see, I know, like. No, go ahead, Chuck. My bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
From an artist perspective, like to kind of piggyback on what Gutter was saying, you know what I mean, as far as rappers saying, all right, where am I supposed to go with it? It's weird because Keys know, you know what I mean, like I think Gutter, you may know, you know what I mean, from the beats that I've chose, you know, I had chose from you, you know, I'm one of them people that I like a complete beat. I like, you know what I'm saying, I like all the extras, you know what I mean? It makes it feel, you know what I mean, soulful to me, you know what I'm saying? Let me get that versus, I mean, of course you appreciate a simple beat here and there when you want to just boom, 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 punchline it out, you know what I'm saying? But in order to make that soulful music, you got to have that, you know what I'm saying, that soulful beat. And that soulful beat gotta, you know what I mean, be complete and gotta have a little, you know what I mean, a bunch of elements to it and variables to it, you know what I'm saying? So that's what excites me. Don't dumb it down for me. You know what I mean? Hey.
That's like if I use brass horns, just know you're gonna get an anthem. It just automatically happen if I use brass.
Okay. One of my favorite songs by you, AG, is I don't know if 88 Keys made it or not. So but it's almost like I know it got like a lot of sirens in it. It feels like pretty much like you in the city. They got the police sirens in the background, and every time I hear it, it just made me want to like get in the car, start speeding, like I'm running from the cops.
There might be that hazard joint. There might be that hazard joint.
It is.
Yeah, that was on the soundtrack to the movie.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
one
Shout
of
out,
my favorite songs by you too.
Yeah. Shout out to
exactly
Kingpin Enterprises. You know what I mean? If y'all haven't ever checked it out, you know what I mean? Hazard. You know what I mean? It's a full length movie. It's about I want to say close to an hour and 50 minutes long on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. That's love, man. But yeah, just to kind of go ahead, Adrian.
No, go ahead.
No. So in terms of like just overall, like when you started, like what was the one beat when you was like, yeah, I got this, or this is what I'm like, this is what I do. Like if you could think of that one, what was that first one where you was like, this that shit right
there? It wasn't really confirmation I had to give myself. It was more people confirm, like, oh, you need to do this. Okay. And the beat was When It Rains, It Pours. I had a beat called When It Rains, It Pours. And it was really weird because I was actually in Sumter, South Carolina, and I was making this, and I had two singers with me, and the hook just goes like, when it rains, it pours. And they just like duetting on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the artist who was supposed to get on it, I was like, I told him he couldn't smoke in my house. And so he actually went outside to smoke, and they shot him like 12 times.
Damn.
So everybody ran to the door, and he was like, it was real creepy because like it was raining. It was raining. And the music just kept looping. When it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. And he had actually rapped. He was like, in the song, he's like, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. And then he was like sitting here laying in the pool of his own blood, broken glass, you know what I'm saying, with the song playing in the background. And like that left a mark on everybody. Yeah, it was real creepy.
Woo.
Okay.
Hey, that just kind of gave me chills, bro. You know what I mean? Like
that's me, bro.
Straight up, like for real.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Did he make it?
You said, did I remake it?
No, I said, did he make it?
Oh no, he died. He died. He died on the spot.
All right, rest in peace to him. You know what
I
mean? Yeah, man was when I sold my first beat. My first beat sold for $1,000, and it hell out of me. And I was like, "Wait, you gonna pay me for this? This is bullshit." It was a Looney Tunes sample. I had looped Buzz Bunny saying "That's all, folks," and put like a dark 3-6 Mafia type chant bass to it. And the dude was like, oh, I'm gonna record something, put this in the Chevy. He was in the car club. I'm gonna put this in the Chevy, pay me $1,000 for that beat. And it took me like 10 minutes to make it. That's when I was like, oh, yeah, this is better than selling drugs. I'm on this. I just made $1,000 in a 3-minute conversation. Like, yeah.
And I ain't have to worry about no law, no nothing. Oh yeah, come on.
It was cool. It was something different.
Yeah. So he got it. What was some of the producers, you know what I'm saying, you looked up to? Like that you kind of got a little bit of influence
from? I would say Clams Casino, Kanye West, see some of the older Scott Storch. Yeah, I would say those were probably my top 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I fuck with I don't even know, to be honest with you, I don't even know who the first dude was.
Oh, Clams Casino?
Yeah.
Yeah. you probably heard his. You ever heard of what's that dude? Lil B? Is that his name? Lil B? Mm-hmm. He did a song called "I'm God," right?
Oh, okay.
It's like a weird. Once you hear it, you'll know it.
Okay.
Soulja Boy, when he tried to make a comeback, he used that same beat. And I think that's called like Soulja Boy 2020 or something like that.
Let me ask y'all this. Check him out. How do you feel about, you know what I mean, like beat remakes? You know what I mean? Like I know I didn't, you know what I mean, came to like Keys and like, hey, I found this beat I like, but you know what I mean, can you know what I'm saying, mimic it? You know what I mean? Is that like a challenge? Is that, you know what I'm saying, or is that, you know what I mean, how do y'all feel about that?
Listen, don't do it. All right, so when I first started producing, people used to love it because I could remake shit by ear. That's what all I used to do. People like, hey, can you remake this? And I could almost make it identical. But like now, as I as I as I've gotten my stuff stolen as a producer, it makes me realize like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do that producer any justice, you know what I'm saying? The same money that they spent with me, they could have just spent with that producer. You feel
me? Exactly.
So I'm like, there's plenty bread for everybody to eat. So yeah, as I've grown older, I realize, you know, that's kind of shiesty.
Yeah, it's robbing. But we do
it. It is. It is. But you know, now we'll say I'll say this like in like the artist defense. You know what I mean? For as we had spoke earlier, you know what I mean, when the artist, you know what I mean, catch that, you know what I mean, that vibe from a beat, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean, damn, you picturing that song to that beat or that tempo or that melody of it. You know what I mean? But and yeah, you could pay that person, but you know what I mean, if you know you got the home team, you be like, fam, I want to do it to something to this, you know what I mean, to this melodic tempo, you know what I mean, but it's got to be, you know what I mean, you got to be the one to create it. I ain't finna, you know what I'm saying, advertise nobody else when I got the home team, but I needed this melodic tempo because I got this vision, I got this, you know what I mean, this sound in my head for this track, you know what I mean?
Bro, I sent this track to Lucci, right, a couple years ago, and the song was called "Pray," "Pray for Me." And the beat was called "Pray for Me," and he had asked me specifically for some tracks, so I sent him some tracks. Never heard a word back from him, right? And I'm listening to T.I.'s album, and he got a song called "Pray for Me" featuring Lucci, where the boys had just took my beat, chopped my beat up, didn't even change the title of it, and just I'm like, damn. So that's when
crazy.
I realized, you know.
Let me ask you this on the legalities of it. You know what I mean? Let's say, okay, that situation happened. Is there any way that you can prove, you know what I'm saying, if you want to go, you know what I mean, go sue, you know what I mean, is there any way that you can prove that, you know what I mean, that beat was, you know what I mean, based off of your original production, or is it just a wash because they may have, you know what I mean, not have included a hi-hat, you know what I mean, here, you know what I mean, where you included a hi-hat, you know what I'm saying?
No, I can prove it because I got the emails, you know what I'm saying? And emails are your best friend because they got timestamps. You can't change the email.
As well as the fashion.
I found that out with child support. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't. I no longer have the actual session. I just have the MP3 and the emails. But I was trying to talk to a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? This lawyer, he heard the beat, and then he was like trying to charge me just to have a consultation. You know, basically, he was like four bands just to speak about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
all right. You looking at them like, hold on, I'm about to pay you 4 bands. Can you guarantee? What's my?
That I'm gonna get what I need.
Right? Can you guarantee a return on my investment here? You know what I mean? No, this is just a consultation fee. That's not even including us taking it to. Yeah, all right, don't worry about it.
See, and that's why people used to ask me for years. They're like, "Why you ain't putting that out?" I'm like, "I ain't had no distribution and no publishing. I ain't gonna kill myself like that."
Mm-hmm.
Now, like the first project I ever did was me being publicly published, and now anything I put out is mine. All the royalties come to me. I ain't never been signed to nobody.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So just to kind of ask this for both of y'all too as well. Gutter can go ahead, you know what I'm saying, answer this one first. Yep. How important do y'all think live instruments are to y'all production? Is that something that you kind of consider or look at?
It just adds a different character.
Okay.
Like I said, like my favorite instrument is guitar, but when I play guitar on like a synth or keys or the keyboard, it's not the same as an actual guitarist going in there and shredding it like I want it. It's just different.
See, me, I started the opposite way of a lot of people. I started live. And like what I would do is like when my I call them my white boys, but they actually the whole band, they'll be having a band practice and I'll be on like the little laptop on Reasons. I started on I never did Fruity Loop. I started on Reasons. And I'd be making something and they'd be like, let us hear it. And I'd be making beats and they'll all pick their favorite part and they'll be playing it. And I just get on the keys and I make my raps live. So I never recorded. We just wrote it, practiced it, rehearsed it, and did it at live shows. And then we went into the studio like years later. So it was like all live recording, live rehearsed.
And I think you know what I mean, absolutely live performances are the best. You know, I was in this little bar,
it's a different feeling.
Lounge last night, man, with you know what I mean, with a friend of mine, you know what I mean, and they had a live band, and then I'm in there grooving. It was something about just that live band, you know what I mean, that had me put me in a different space. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean.
It makes a hell of a difference.
I've been having writer's block for a minute, but in my head, I was actually kind of, you know what I'm saying, writing to the music of the band. You know what I mean? It was blues music, you know, which is kind of my genre anyway, you know what I'm saying? But it just put me in a different space, something about that live aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know anything about like hertz and like kilohertz and stuff. So like instruments are like all
vibration.
Yeah. Keys know what I'm talking about. So like instruments are supposed to be like perfectly tuned to like an A key, which I think is like 440 hertz.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actual like in music, there's actual frequencies that affect your body, affect your mood, affect all that.
Nerves,
everything in the universe vibrates. Like you right now, you're vibrating at a certain frequency. You know what I'm saying? And if someone if someone strikes a certain key that vibrates at a certain frequency and just holds it, it can change your mood.
Dang.
And you know what I mean? I've heard not as descriptive or detailed as you just put it, but you know what I mean, we've always heard that, you know what I mean, music is like, you know what I mean, sets your mood, you know what I mean, sets your day. That's why you choose if you want to, you know what I mean, you ride, getting up, go to work, you know what I mean, in the car, you're gonna put some hype music on because you're trying to get pumped up to go and deal with your day, or you know what I mean, when you're trying to wind down, you want, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that you just kind of really emphasize, you know what I mean, really, you know what I mean, descriptively how that really works. So yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense.
That's a thing about it with kids. Like, and I noticed it with my son. Like, all children programs are in a certain key to capture their attention and keep it.
Yeah.
That's why, like, what's the thing that they go for? Something called Coco Melon. It's the pitch. It's the pitch and how they say the name, how they do the music, and it's all in the same key, and the kids be stuck until they go off.
Yep.
Mhm.
Hypnotized.
What was the other one they went crazy on? The Baby Shark thing. It was that tempo, that key, and them vibrations. You thought the Cash Money song was coming on the way them kids went crazy. It's crazy, man.
That's crazy. So how hard is it to kind of find like your style? Because it's like, and what I mean by that is, when y'all are creating y'all music, it's like when you hear certain producers, you know who that producer is. Like I know it Just Blaze, or I know who when Ye used to do his thing, and you know what I'm saying, certain dudes, Sunny Digital, and you know what I'm saying, Southside and all them. So how do y'all get to a point to where you like kind of figure your style out? Like, all right, this is my niche and this is me right here. Especially when you got to be so creative.
I would say the biggest thing is not listening to the radio.
That's number one.
Okay.
Because then you fall into the trap of like,
track.
I gotta sound the new wave. Like, nah, fuck the new wave. Like, make your own sound and stick with it. Somebody gonna ride your wave eventually.
It's kind of like, I look at it like the picks in a cone. If you really look at it, every one of them picks is a different side. And you got to be one of them picks and not the space in the middle. Because, eventually that shit's going to get coned out. So you can't be mimicking what you see right there. You got to find, even if it's something small like the pitch or the sound and how your hi-hats rotate and oscillate. You got to find something that sticks out about your music. Because if you sound like somebody else, that's all you're going to hear. Oh, that sounds like what's the name beat? And I think that make us more mad than anything. Somebody saying something you just work hard on sound like somebody else stuff. Like, hold on, bro.
Yeah. Don't insult me like that.
Right. You wish.
Cause I always like just having a couple producers on. I always wanted to know that. Cause I would talk to Jig, you know what I'm saying, Jig God. I would talk to him about that as well. And I would be like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of trying to create your sound, and of course, in creating the sound, you know what I'm saying, it's original, you know what I'm saying? It's not sampled or anything like that. And when you would hear these dudes, and I used to always wonder that, like, when you hear Manny Fresh, like, you know a cat, you know that. Like you know a Manny Fresh beat, or you know certain people. So it was like I always wanted to know with producers, how do y'all get that? And sometimes it seemed like could it be because of like the artists and certain people who can make that beat become a particular like your niche. You know what I'm saying? Like if a certain artist just flow a certain way on it, and then next thing you know, everybody flowing that way on it, and then it just becomes that type of sound. So do you think the artists kind of play a part with some of these producers and how we are able to kind of be like, oh yeah, that's a Manny beat, or that's a Just Blaze beat, or something like that? Y'all think they play a role in it as well, artists?
No, I in a way, but I think a lot of producers get a hit with the artist, and then for the rest of their career, they're just trying to reproduce that hit.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And over again.
Got you.
So they'll stick to the pretty much the same product. Yeah. Instead of trying to go outside the box.
Like if you hear like KE on the track or Shawty Red, like when you hear a Shawty Red track, it's undeniable that's Shawty Red.
Like, you know it's from the crack, yeah.
So yeah.
And for me, it's like as a producer, like that all you play a big part in that too, because how you package your beat is on you. Like you got some producers, like when I go on YouTube sometimes just to hear what like producers is doing nowadays, just to see what's going on, and then you hear like a tag every 3 seconds, like they tag the hell out of it. I just feel like your tag is almost got to be like flawless, like because that's what they gonna hear on every beat that you put out. And it can't be too over the top. Like it got to be some like remember the Jamie Foxx when they was coming up with Jingle. It's a jingle that you only got like 3 seconds to make like memorable, like a Hallmark card. So that's a big part. If your tag ain't up to par, you'll never get remembered. No way. Like,
so
made that
I can't be like AG, Mr. Ileana Jones, on the track for the
only DJ Clue got away with them long ass DJ Clue and Drama. Them long ass intros.
Oh my
God. I think my worst thing, like from being a fan of producers, is hearing like a dope ass intro and then it goes to some weak ass free versions of some drum kits or something like that. I think that is the biggest depressing thing being a beat listener. Because I listen to more instrumental music than I do music with words. And that's just even in my spare time. I just get tired of hearing words.
But you know what though? You know what I mean? As a on the artist side though, you know what I mean? Like, what's the sound click or whatever. Cause I'll be on SoundClick, you know what I mean, just kind of scrolling through beats and me, you know what I mean, personally, I if I like the beat, you know what I mean, lease it to buy it, you know what I mean. But at the same point in time, that you know what I mean, that tag can throw my whole mojo off about that beat. You know what I mean? Like wanted to be
especially,
like, damn, bro, you ain't have to tag it so
today.
Yeah. Hey, as soon as I'm, you know what I mean, in pen and hand mode, I'm like, I can vibe with this. Purchase your track, man.
Hey, I think that's one of the best feelings about being a producer. I never have to go through that. And it's an advantage that we have, and we're the ones who get lazy with it. Because I think if like a starving artist had like the studio equipment that me and Capo got, they'll take more advantage of it than we do. And I think I can confess, and more producers can confess, we get lazy when we get it. When it's like also something like if we had people here to do music, we'd never walk away from it. But if you ain't got living artists or like frequent artists, you'd be like, man, I'll get to something later and never get to it.
I can dig it. But you know that kind of goes along with anything that you do with anybody, anything anybody does on a regular basis. You know what I mean? You do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I make it applicable to, you know, me being an electrician. You know what I'm saying? I can wire a whole house up. But you might come, you know what I mean, in my spot and be like, man, why you ain't replace this plug cover? So, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to do it right now. You know what I mean?
Do y'all feel like, in a way, because I always ask producers this, when it comes to trap, do y'all feel like with trap, did that dummy down production a little bit? Did that make production like a lot easier? It seemed like for anybody to come out here and just make some crazy, simple as beat, or is there some type of whatever? Because when you think about trap, and I think about back in the day trap, compared to how that production was today, it's totally different. It still was better production, even with a trap sound back during the early Jeezy and Tip days, than what it is today. Y'all think it's trap then? Because it's the way I'm trying to say it. Do you think trap kind of just made it stupid? Like it's just, oh man, everybody doing this, and it just gets old after a while. What y'all think?
I think yeah. I could agree with that because I forgot where I was looking up, but I had actually looked up the definition of trap music. And it basically said, you know, rappers who don't have anything to talk about, they just put a bunch of random subjects together on a hard hitting beat.
And 2 Chainz.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what the
description. We love them.
That's what we do.
For me, I mean, the trap era was fun. Making trap beats was fun, but it wasn't profitable because anybody can make one. It was just like I liked it. I had fun with it because it broke the rules to like traditional beat making, where you had to have the hook right here, the verse had to be this many bars, and people was prima donnas. trap music, it was freestyle. You can just make that same loop, go through the whole beat, put a bass line, drop for 8 bars, and repeat the whole thing. And you had the whole trap beat, $200 fast.
Mm.
Like those was like the money makers. It was like your nickel bag.
Okay.
But you knew if you committed to that, that's all you was gonna be able to push out. That's why a lot of producers stayed away from it.
Gotcha. It's production. Go ahead.
A lot of trap songs are not memorable because they just caught
unless it was that one hard hitting banger that, you know what I mean, everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, only person got lucky like that was Juicy J. Everything he spit on went crazy.
I would say like earlier trap, like T.I.
Yeah.
You know, but like nowadays trap, like when Lil Baby drops a song or something, or Da Baby or whatever baby, young whoever,
is one of the children.
Okay, like it's cool for a couple of days, but then in a couple of days somebody else is gonna drop something that sounds just like it. So it's like I can't.
It's the cadence for me. The cadence got old. Like it's like you can automatically predict what they're gonna say just in the form of how they saying it.
And then look, I don't really consider, you know what I mean, this stuff now really is trap music. That's more so just tell on yourself music. You know what I mean? Trap music to me was more so, it wasn't just about, you know what I mean, selling dope and hustling. You know what I mean? Trap music really still kind of told a story. You know what I mean? Tip. You know what I'm saying? Change. You know what I mean? They was telling, you know what I mean? It's the upside, it's the downside. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's really that I don't give a fuck music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm just
going,
you know
I
what
look
I mean?
at trap like it's the introduction to drug user music and the transition from drug dealer
music.
Yeah. If you look at the timeline, that's what happened.
Yep.
So it's production in your eyes pretty much like artists and music, like trendy the way I see it, because now, like we talk about trap, now the big thing is drill. So it's like, do y'all look at production as trendy like that? Like it's just, do you feel like producers just got to catch that wave?
Nah, because producers are like DJs. We actually control the wave. Like that one next hot producer is gonna be the person who shifted. You just got, like I said, you got to find that one key, that one sound, at that one right, like he said, frequency that's going to change everybody's attitude. You got to have an attitude changing, like vibe in your song or in your beat for you to be that next trendsetter. And like I said, it only takes a little, and that's why, like when you see producers in the mixing phase, that right tweak will make it when he feel that groove, and he be like, yeah. You want everybody who hear that to have that same feeling.
Gotcha.
It's like you got to copy and paste that to all your listeners, and they got to make them feel that same groove.
Exactly.
So like I watch a lot of old school, like I'm pretty sure Broden did it too. Is like you watch a lot of old DJ movies, and when they found that right loop, they knew they had a hit. It's kind of the same thing still after all these years. You got a producer gonna find that one groove and make his whole beat off that one groove he fell in love with.
Yeah,
the same format.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, y'all sound like, you know what I mean? Y'all sound like y'all got a little talent behind y'all selves.
They call it the funk. When you find that funk
it's
groove.
The funk.
When they found that funk, they knew they had it.
All right, real deal.
And
the ugliest face, and you know, that's it. Like
when they get the Grammy with it.
Yeah. It's a magical feeling, man. If you ever, and I think I don't like the artistry of it as much as I like producing, but I'm pretty sure it's soul artists. Like when y'all hear that one hook or that one verse or that bar pattern, you be like, man, that's it.
That grab.
That's the same feeling we get.
That grab you, like, you know what I mean?
The best feeling in the world as a producer is when you play one of your beats and the artist make that stank face. Like,
oh yeah.
Like somebody farted.
Hey, That was your favorite when I played the King beat.
I on everything. It's just that. Hey, let me get that one right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the one. Hey, we got a project going from there. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. So as we get to the end of this, man, shoot, good conversation, man. Hey, gotta go ahead and let them know how they can reach out to you.
You can just reach me TH3 Coalition, COALITION at gmail.com. You reach me on all platforms at Jary Capo, JARYBACAPO. That's all platforms. So,
yes, sir. Go ahead, Keys. Let them know what's good.
Same place, same time, everywhere. 88K3YZ. That's 88K3YZ everywhere. I'm still in Facebook jail too.
You stay in Facebook.
I got out and went right back in the same day.
Some money on your books,
I got out and went right back in for another 30.
Hey, you stay there. You need some commissary?
Man, I got 17 more days, bro. It's crazy because I got a new single I'm trying to promote and I can't.
Hey, we appreciate y'all listening to us tonight, man. You know what it is. Big Money No Problems Talk podcast show. You know what I mean? BMNP. Hashtag that BMNP. Hashtag that shop talk. You know what I mean? You can find us on BMNP _ENT on Instagram, BMNP _ podcast on Twitter, Big Money No Problems Entertainment on Facebook, Big Money No Problems Casting at gmail.com. If you got a topic, if you got a situation, if you got just some input, I don't care whether it's positive or negative. You know what I mean? Go ahead and shoot it out to us. You know what I'm saying? We are on all major podcast platforms. You know what I mean? As Chuck said before, you know what I mean? Catch us. We'll be returning to the 92 Kales every Saturday. You know what I mean? From the hours of 5 to 6 as it relates to music. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jary. You know what I'm saying? One United Radio. You know what I mean? We out here. We ain't hard to find.
Yes, sir. And once again, man, I appreciate D Gutter for coming on. You know what I'm saying? Definitely check him out. Definitely check out that Carolina Reaper. You know what I'm saying? The movement, everything like that, man. So definitely salute, man. Shout out to Fur Man too. Say it again, D Gutter.
I said I appreciate y'all having me on here, man.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Hey, you always welcome here, bro. Whenever you got something going on, man, you know what I mean? Hey, Boogie know it, you know what I'm saying? Just reach out. Say, hey, I got something I want to promote.
Yeah, we interview projects, like we'll have you a listening session on this. You got something you want the world to hear.
Once again,
a listening party, a listening session for my bad.
Oh yeah. No. I'll just go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, I was about to say we could do a listening party, listening session, you know what I mean? When you pick about 2, 3, 4 beats, you know what I mean? We can throw them out there, you know what I'm saying? Or y'all got complete tracks, or whatever, you know what I mean? This is all our platform, bro.
All day.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And once again, man, salute to everybody who paying attention to us. Once again, you can check us out on all platforms, man. We there, Apple, iHeart, Spotify, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We here. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We continue to grind. Hey, salute to the fans out here, man. The downloads is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And our young tenure doing what we've been doing. So we just gonna keep pushing, keep giving y'all the content y'all want to hear. And as I always like to say, man, at the end of this, hey, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.